History of my oldest ancestors of whom I am very proud descend. June 6, 1315, King Dom Dinis of Portugal confirmed the possession and charter of his land of Golfar. Dom Martim Pires de Alvim, my 26th grandfather, knight nobleman, lord of the honour of Alvim and lord of Golfar, and from the land of Dornals, Troubadour, advisor to King Dom Dinis, vassal of the house of Infante Dom Afonso, mayor of Coimbra, grandfather of Dona Leonor de Alvim, wife of Dom Nuno Alvarez Pereira. Dom Martim Pires de Alvim, knight nobleman, lord of the honour of Alvim and lord of Golfar and the land of Dornals, Troubadour, advisor to King Dom Dinis, vassal of the house of Infante Dom Afonso, mayor of Coimbra, was the son of Dom Pero Soares de Posada, lord of honour of Alvim and Dona Maria Estevez Malho, paternal grandson of Dom Sohairo Raimunds de Riba de Vizela and Dona Yaraca Vigas Barroso, and maternal grandson of Dom Estevio Lavandera Malho and Dona Maya Lorenzo de Cunha. Dom Martim Pires de Alvim, knight nobleman, lord of honour of Alvim and lord of Golfar, Troubadour, mayor of Coimbra, had, in 1290, the village of Posada, in the parish of São Miguel de Carvalho, in the court of Basto, and which in 1315, by sentence given in Lisbon, on the 6th of June, saw the possession and charter of his land of Golfar confirmed by King Dom Dinis of Portugal. Belonging to the council of Dom Dinis, Dom Martim Pires de Alvim was in 1309. That same year, he was attorney for the second Count of Barcelos, in the dispute he had with Dom Afonso Sanchez. Vassal of the house of Infante Dom Afonso, he was faithful to it during the crisis of 1319 to 1324. The last reference that exists about him is from 1326, when he confirmed the constitutions of the Order of Christ, approved by Dom Afonso IV. Dom Martim Pires de Alvim made a will in 1327. Dom Martim Pires de Alvim was a troubadour and has 5 songs in the Vatican collection. The second Gulf Charter granted by King Dom Dinis of Portugal. Golfar had the second charter, given by Dom Dinis, on June 6, 1315. The king farmer and poet, the last to establish the borders of Portugal, passed through here many times, from his university city of Coimbra, on the way to the border area with the Kingdom of Leon, in Ribacoa, where he fought, insisted and diplomatized until, through the Treaty of Alcanizes, he managed to definitively make the entire region beyond the Co River to the current Portuguese border of Vila Formoso Portuguese and the municipality of Sabugal. And, after that, he visited the castles of the new border, almost all of them from his reign. It was Dom Dinis, a cultured monarch and, at the same time, a friend of agriculture, who gave the second charter to the municipality of Golfar, where there was then a single parish, the extensive parish of Santa Maria de Golfar, with its headquarters in the shadow of Alto da Paradea, its sentinel, more or less where the people of Romas are now, or, in Senhora do Barrocal, right at the foot of Paradea. But the dismemberment would come. The very large extension, the alpine roughness of the terrain, and the resulting difficulties in access were hinting at this. Therefore, in the 16th century, as happened in Sotao and Ferreira de Arvez, the parish of Santa Maria de Golfar was formed from the large parish of Santa Maria de Golfar, which held the honours of Matriz, and the subordinate parishes of Desermelo, Villar Longa, Silva de Baixo and Silva de Chima, the latter elevated, at the same time, to a municipality, and all with the category of curatos or annexes, with the obligation, on certain more solemn days, to come to the main church. Like all municipalities, it had to have a castle and a pillory, an expression of autonomy. The castle was located on the sides of Senhora do Barrocal, whose construction, they say, was made with the stone of the castle, and the Pelourinho was located in the place of Douro Calvo, from Oeiro Calvo, a more populous and accessible town, where the judge and other municipal employees would be based. Just as Santa Maria do Sotao, with the dismemberment, was called, until recently, Villar da Igreja, the successor to Santa Maria de Golfar has, since then, been called Romas. In Terras of the municipality of Sotao, Canon Albano Est Martins. About the Alvim, their weapons, and the origin of their lineage. Alvim is the surname of one of the oldest families in Portugal. History. The Alvim descend from the noble lineage of Riba de Vizela. Dom Sohairo Raimunds de Riba de Vizela, who lived in his Quinta de Aguiar, parish of São Cosme, municipality of Gondomar, near Porto, was Rico Homem and ensign major of King Dom Afonso II and married to Dona Yaraca Vigas Barroso. From one of his sons, Dom Mendo Soares de Melo, came those surnamed Melo, and from another son of his, Dom Pero Soares de Posada, father of Dom Martim Pires de Alvim, came the Alvim. This Dom Pedro Soares, who was first called Posada, as he lived for some time in the quinta of that name, inherited from his father, located in the parish of São Miguel de Carvalho, municipality of Solorico de Basto, later took the nickname Alvim for live in the place of Alvim, in the land of Basto, which became the family's manor. To this family belonged the Countess Dona Leonor de Alvim, wife of the Constable Dom Nuno Alvarez Pereira, daughter of Dom João Pires de Alvim and his first wife, Dona Branca Pires Coelho, paternal granddaughter of this Dom Martim Pires de Alvim and his first wife, Dona Margarida Pires Ribeiro, and, through manhood, great-granddaughter of the aforementioned Dom Pedro Soares de Posada. Therefore, this noble lineage entered the Dukes of Bragança, from where it derived from many illustrious houses and generated the dynasty that, after December 1, 1640, reigned in Portugal, so that almost all European sovereign houses have blood from the Alvim. The representative of the House of Alvim is the Duke of Bragança, His Royal Highness Dom Duarte Pio. Its weapons are, quartered, the first and fourth, checkered in gold and red, with 4 pieces in a peak and 4 in a band, the second and third, in blue with 5 gold fleur-de-lis placed in sorter. Tambra, a rising gold lion with a blue fleur-de-lis in its right hand. Family and descent. Dom Martim Pires de Alvim married Dona Margarida Pires Ribeiro, my 26th grandmother, daughter of Dom Pedro Afonso Ribeiro and Dona Alda Alves Curcitello. From this marriage were born Dona Joana Pires de Alvim, married João Esteves Coelho. Dom João Pires de Alvim married Dona Branca Pires Coelho, my 25th grandparents, parents of Dona Leonor de Alvim, wife of Dom Nuno Alvarez Pereira.